Well done, Son Goku.
The Daishikan has come.
Did you come this far to face the gods?
I have my purposes, and that ends now.
I confess this will be interesting.
That energy!
Goku has changed so much since the last time. What will he show? Daishikan is among the 5 most powerful in the universes. I count on you, Goku.
I hope you know what you're doing, Son Goku.
That guy!
You know very well that you don't stand a chance, and yet you still fight. Come on then. Come on, Son Goku.
Those cheap tricks won't work on me! Now I can see everything! I've trained long enough to be able to feel the energy of angels!
Try to hit me if you can, Son Goku.
That's it! I can see!
What?
Take this!
Very good. Very good indeed.
Let's go. Now you're going to take me seriously!
Come on, Son Goku. Is that all you can show?
Too slow. Take this! Damn! It's too close! There's no way I can escape that! Yeah! I should have expected it! I'm finally the father of all angels! Come on! I told you those little games wouldn't work on me! Let's go! Impossible! What just happened? My arm! Was a mortal really capable of doing this to the father of angels? Son Goku is your name. Formidable! It actually gets exciting! Even so, now you will see my true power. You are amazing, Son Goku!
Oh! Daishikan! Are you going to do it here? Oh!
It has been a long time since I last used that power. My true form. The true father of angels.
Oh! Daishikan! How amazing! Oh!
I still need to get used to it. I haven't used this transformation for millennia.
You are worthy, Son Goku. Shall we go to the second round?
Oh! Now it's all over. Goku, what are you going to do?
He truly recognized me as worthy of his real power. Is Son Goku ready? Or are you afraid? That form gives me chills! But I won't flinch. If you don't attack me, I will. Now it's all or nothing! Now that's annoying. You're really not coming. So I'll go! He's just playing with me! You'll still regret it! Come on, Son Goku!
Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Without further ado, let's get started. Current times. 6 months after starting his hard training with Vados, Korn greatly enhances his ki and easily masters his energy of destruction. Very good. Now dodge it. Vados launches a rain of energy balls at an impressive speed directly at Korn. Without even thinking about it, the Akaishin by instinct dodge each one of them with incredible agility until he reaches the last ball, where he slap it and throw it to the next hill. The energy hits the spot and causes a big explosion. Impressive! Did you really counter my attack? Your training is getting amazing results fast. This is incredibly good. Even Champa wasn't able to do something like that so quickly. It took a long time for him to master his Akai instinct. I'm trying to do my best. I feel stronger every single day. How are you feeling? Have you noticed that your reflexes are getting faster every day? Yes, and I'm dominating well. At first I didn't know how it worked, but it's like it's something natural in my body, says Korn pausingly. One of the reasons is that you're training on this planet where the gravity is hundreds of times greater than an ordinary planet. Your body is starting to adapt with your divine energy and your enormous ki that increases considerably every day. This was one of the reasons I threw these balls of energy at you. Your mind must have turned time on and off. Didn't you feel it? I think so. I felt like I could control his attacks even more. Yes, that's the power of common sense. Time reduces to second for us. This is interesting. I want to keep practicing. Let's keep training. Korn speaks in a fighting position. So this means you're ready to make your first visit to a planet or start doing your job as a Hakaishin. What? Are you serious? Then let's go then. Yes. You managed to deal with the energy of destruction and raise your divine essence even more. So we can begin. So, Vados, what kind of planet are we going out there? I don't understand your question. You know, there are planets full of strong creatures and even some of my races, the Saiyans, both in Universe 6 and a few remaining in Universe 7. I intend to test each one of them so I can have some fun, you know? Fight! Oh, indeed, Mr. Korn, but don't overdo it. Remember, you are a powerful Hakaishin, and if you try hard enough, you can destroy this entire universe. I am well aware of the risks. I won't exaggerate much, I promise. Do you want to check which duties you must fulfill? Sure, you can show me now. So, what's the first step to your job as Hakaishin? As you explained to me, we need to visit and evaluate each planet and consider it fit to continue existing or, if necessary, to be destroyed and continue the balance of the universe. Do you have any ideas? Actually, it took me by surprise. Today I thought I would just train. Do you have any suggestion? Vados reaches her staff and spends a few seconds without saying anything, just remembering the words spoken by Daishikan on the day of the meeting with the other Hakaishins, until she broke the silence. Okay, to unlock your call, let's visit the planet of Universe 7. Universe 7? Beerus' territory. Is there something specific to why we should go to this planet? Not a big deal. I just think the planet of Tsufurus would be a good place for you to start. In the early days of the race that spawned the Saiyans, they lived together with other races, the Toughs and Tsufurigins. Unfortunately, they couldn't live in peace and so on. The Saiyans of Universe 7 eliminated the Tsufurus. Or so they thought. Many escaped to live in secrecy from the entire universe. Keep going, I'm listening. Their planet in particular was causing kind of serious problem that got Beerus' attention. He eliminated their growth by eliminating most women and men. It has now reached the point where there's only one fertile girl. As such, many wars are being fought on the planet for this woman. She's treated like some kind of queen. This planet urgently needs your immediate attention. Maybe they can even submit to you, Lord Korn. Then let's go there, Vados. Let's solve their problem. Let's go, says Vados before touching Korn's shoulder and transporting him in an energy tube to planet Tsufuru in Universe 7. Frieza's ship was traveling at full speed, traversing the entire Universe 7. Apparently, many months have passed after Frieza freed his brother Cooler from the prison capsule. Inside the ship, Frieza and Cooler's soldiers gathered for intense training in one of the special technological rooms full of robots and weapons to make their training even more difficult to improve their fighting powers. Meanwhile, Frieza and Cooler are training in another reinforced room where gravity is hundreds of times greater than that of planet Earth. When happy, Frieza talks to his brother. It's impressive how you evolved in so little days of training, brother. If it goes on like this, I'll end up fearing it will surpass my powers again. And then you're going to lock me up again. Ooh. After many months traveling through the space, they were finally approaching the indicated place where Frieza wanted to arrive. Apparently, all there was in a place was a huge three-dimensional rift, and after arriving at the place, Barry Blue presses a button that connects directly to a cracked TV in the room where Frieza and Cooler were training. Lord Frieza, we're reaching our destination. Then Cooler and Frieza ended their training and decided to go to the main room of the ship. Upon arrival, Cooler approaches the piloting platform and looks out the window. Then contemplates and notices that the ship was heading towards a rift in space, where he was confused about it. I didn't know you knew other beings from other dimensions. I didn't know. But as I explained to you earlier about my performance in Tournament of Power, where I fought against powerful beings like Jiren, and the presence of that unrivaled Hakaishin may be interested in knowing more about parallel universes, explains Frieza in detail. Thanks to some information that Barry Blue got from one of my many spies that I have spread throughout the universe, we managed to reach a place where there's a being called Zuno.
Who is this Zuno guy?
Zuno is an omniscient being who knows absolutely everything that occurs in the universes. All I had to do was walk up to him and threaten to kill him. So he told me everything I wanted to know. And through him, I learned the location of the strong warriors we're recruiting.
I understand now. And who shall we call now?
It's a demon. His name is Janemba. According to what Zuno informed me, Janemba is a being that has existed since the memorial times of the universe. What this being is currently sealed in a deep sleep. But if you awaken his power, it will be of great help to our army. And according to Zuno, Janemba is as old as the demon Majin Buu himself.
Majin Buu? You mean that Majin Buu that our father always told us to avoid at any cost?
That's right, brother. But you don't have to worry about that.
How are you so sure of that, Frieza? Did you happen to face the Majin Buu by any chance?
It wasn't necessary, brother. Apparently the Saiyans of the planet Earth defeated him even before I returned to life. So if any of those insects defeat them, someone of Majin Buu's level won't be a threat to us. But at the same time, it will be a great help to our army.
Understood. Confirms Cooler with a positive nod. Arriving in front of the rift, Kikono presses a button on the loudspeaker for the entire ship and communicates. Attention Zoba, we need you here. When calling the Yolorian, Zoba immediately answers the call and teleports to Kikono's side in the command room. Zoba, we will face great turbulence when passing through that crevice. Surely the ship will pass with difficulty, so we need you to teleport us into the rift without causing us damage. As soon as we get closer. Can you do that? Zoba confirms positively with a nod, signalizing that he had understood perfectly everything Kikono had told him. Expectation and doubts hung in the air. Will Frieza's ambitious plan work? Will they manage to rescue the powerful demon Janemba? At every moment his revenge against the Saiyans is about to happen, and it's so close. Korn and Vados were about to arrive at the planet inhabited by the Turfles. While being led by his assistants, the Hakaishin looks at Vados and asks the question that has been stuck in his throat since he manages to master his energy of destruction.
Hey Vados, I want to ask you something. When I was trying to master my energy of destruction, I had kind of a vision of the past, says Korn. Pausing, I was facing a large army alongside other Saiyans like me, and one of them was called Bardock, and we fought Frieza.
Vados listened carefully and soon calculated that Korn had a prelude of his past as Yamoshi. But since she was supposed to follow Daishikan's orders, Vados couldn't go into details of her story. Well, it seems like you remember the last battle the Saiyans faced before they were instinct for Frieza. But I don't know for sure what happened in his past. But answering your question, I don't know who Bardock is. But Frieza is a conqueror. But answering your question, I don't know who Bardock is. But Frieza is a conqueror of Universe 7. And the Saiyans were his lackeys. Until this day, Frieza betrayed them and destroyed all of his... Until this day, Frieza betrayed them and destroyed all of your race. Perhaps you should have escaped this annihilation.
So I'm a Saiyan of Universe 7, huh? But how did I escape that whole destruction? For there is nothing left around me.
Vados couldn't hide her nervousness in front of Korn's questions, and luckily they ended up to the planet as soon as possible. We have arrived. We'll talk about this later, Mr. Korn. Let's clarify everything about your vision after that.
Of course, we'll have to talk about this more calmly. Now we have an appointment on this planet.
They land softly on the floor of the planet Sufuru. The two walked towards the city along a road surrounded by huge trees until they arrived at the entrance of the city and were greeted by a large group of very young Sufuru's warriors. Many of these warriors were children and teenagers.
Who are you? What do you want?
Asks the elder, what appeared to be one of in front of the group.
The others appear to be teenagers and children. Vados waits for Korn to respond to the man and makes a sign for him to introduce himself. I am here to solve your problem, says Korn bluntly.
What problem?
Korn turns to Vados. What problem?
Oh my god. We are here to solve your internal problems. Bring us your queen.
No, you're a spies! Spies from the west side! I know. You have come to take the great Queen Dora!
Says the old man, pointing his blaster weapons loaded against Korn and Vados.
Boss, look at him! Behind him, what's that? Is that a tail? Damn, it's a Saiyan!
What? A Saiyan? You are a Saiyan! Warriors, shoot them and kill these bastards!
The warriors, around 10 young men, started to shoot at Vados and Korn. Quickly, the Hakaishin takes the front of Vados where he protects her, letting the lasers bounce off her body, as if it were a steel wall. No effect on him.
Primitive weapons.
Comments Vados with a smile on her face. Korn approaches the leader at an impressive speed, and with just his ki, he managed to make the weapons of the other warriors all explode. He takes the man by the collar and lifts him with one hand with great ease.
We are here in peace, and we'll see your queen now.
Korn speaks with an irritated tone.
And another thing, I'm not just a Saiyan. I am the god of destruction of this universe. Yes, my lord. We'll take to her right away. Please don't kill me.
The leader speaks with great fear.
I'm not going to kill you. I'm not gonna kill anyone around here. I just want to talk to your queen. All right, we'll take you to Queen Dora.
The others looked at each other and then nodded in submission. The two followed the leader of the guard to the castle of the Queen Dora through a long path among the residents of that city. Korn watched them closely and will see that Vados was right. There were more children and elderly people than adults.
What really happened for the god of destruction to eliminate all adult men and women? The men on this planet thought they were tall enough to fight anyone who invaded our system when Saiyans were extinct. Until then, because of Frieza, we used to think that we finally found the rulers of this universe, that we were the ones to fight for us. But then we made the mistake of attacking a god of destruction, and the result was this punishment. But luckily, it was better than having our entire race and our planet destroyed.
Frieza, that name again. I'm looking for answers, and maybe you can answer me. Vados explained to me who this Frieza is, but now I want to hear from you. Explain to me bluntly. Korn wanted to know, changing the subject following the old man along the path.
Frieza, he is the great emperor of the universe,
says the old man before a long sigh.
The youngest son of King Cold. In the past, he allied himself with the Saiyans to precisely defeat our people, the Tuffles, and thus look over and took over the entire planet Vegeta that was previously called Plant. We were able to survive because of a good-hearted Saiyan who was the general of King Vegeta III's army. It was through him that we are alive today.
And do you know who this Saiyan was? Asks Korn with curiosity. Vados looks at the old man and was willing to interrupt if he said anything, something that would disrupt the Xenolord's plan.
Well, I didn't get to know him, even though at the time I was a young Tsufuru warrior. But we're grateful to him for leading us to this isolated planet.
And how long has it been since you managed to stabilize on this planet? And what happened to that Saiyans and the others?
We've been on this planet for 60 years since he saved us. I'm not sure what happened to our savior, but after a preposterous beginning between the Saiyans and the Emperor, the alliance was broken when Frieza learned of the legend of the Super Saiyan God. Frieza then proceeded to exterminate all Saiyans, and that was almost 50 years ago.
A Super Saiyan God? Was he not referring to me?
Oh, of course you're a god. A Super Saiyan God.
Yeah. I am the new Hakaishin of this universe and Universe 7, old man. I am your god of destruction.
Oh my! So the legends were true. There really is a Saiyan God.
Says the old man, surprised before the great Saiyan God. Vados now cleared a little bit of my doubts. I am a Saiyan from Universe 7, the same that went extinct in the planet Vegeta.
Indeed, Lord Korn. You have a connection with the Saiyans of Universe 7.
Upon arriving in an area that appears to be a small advanced technological settlement, Korn admires the place and how intriguing it was.
That's very modern. I wouldn't expect less from Tuffles,
Speaks Vados.
These people are arguably the smartest race in the universe.
Let's enter this teleportation block. It will lead us to the Queen.
Suggests the man pressing some buttons. Tell me your name, warrior. I didn't get to ask before. Says Korn, looking firmly at the old man.
My name is Joe, my lord. I am responsible for the security of these lands.
Korn and Vados enter the platform where they are teleported to an area undergrounded on the planet. Again, Korn contemplates only the presence of some children and elderly people having fun in a kind of pub, with several video games, slot machines, and children's treats.
Interesting place.
Comments Vados, observing the place. You think? And as if they didn't even recognize or acknowledge our presence. Says Korn, a little irritated by the situation.
How do you suppose we get their attention?
Korn looks around until he notices a video game machine turned off. It looked like it had been broken for a long time. Korn starts to increase his key a little where the place starts to shake a little. He points at the machine to fire some energy.
That might work.
Vados says, looking at him attentively. Korn loads up some energy and throws it at the machine, but its energy is quickly absorbed by the walls and ground of the place. What was that?
It looks like they have some kind of protection against key attacks in this place.
Watch Vados carefully.
Yes, you could call it that. Or if it helps their little minds.
Comments a young woman with red hair approaching the two visitors alongside 4 warriors.
You could just simply call it magic.
What did you say? Asks Korn before the arrogant voice of young Sufuru.
I do not need to repeat myself.
Do you know who I am?
I should be asking you the same thing, but to me you seem like a dirty Saiyan. Who sent you? Are you one of Frieza's minions?
Woman, I am the god of destruction of this universe. Kneel before me. The woman looks at Vados to confirm Korn's words.
Is that true? Yes. He is Mr. Korn, Hakaishin from Universe 6 and 7. Well, I thought you looked like the other one who said he was an angel and assistant of Beerus. What happened to him and the other god who subjugated our planet? Mr. Beerus remains the god of destruction of this universe, but they now submit to Lord Korn's orders.
Explains Vados to the young woman, who listens attentively.
So, if you're the destroyer of the 2 universes and still lord of the destroyer Beerus, then you must be very strong.
So if you're a destroyer of 2 universes and still lord of the destroyer Beerus, then you must be very strong.
Comments one of the elders next to the queen. That is, his position should exercise the function of one of her advisors.
Yes, Master Yoshi, he is nothing less than the Saiyan god described in the legends. He's very strong. He destroyed our weapons with just the energy around his body.
Reports Joe, who was accompanying them.
Super Saiyan God. I have no doubts. But if this really is the Saiyan God, I advise my queen to be a little more prudent and respected to the new Hakaishin.
Said the old man who Korn soon recognized to be a wise man.
Oh yeah, what do you really want, Mr. Korn?
Asks Queen Dora with disdain. I am here to solve your problem before the extermination of Beerus. I'm not criticizing him because of his actions. He had his reasons. But I'm willing to make your people grow again and have my protection. Korn explains slowly so that everyone in the room could hear him. The young woman laughs and doesn't want to listen to him.
We do not need your help, Mr. Korn. We can organize ourselves without the help of Hakaishin, and even coming from a Saiyan.
Korn gets angry and looks at Vados, looking at her as if it was a waste of time for him to come there. You are an arrogant queen, Dora. Because of your actions, what I'm preferring at this moment is to erase your planet instead of helping it. Everyone was amazed and with a face of fear at Korn's confession.
Oh no! Once again we enraged a destroyer! And I don't think we're going to get away this time!
comments Joe in a sign of despair.
Please, Mr. Korn, do not take the Queen's words in offense and spare our people.
Yoshi pleads in reverence before Korn.
I can forgive you, yes. But Queen Dora will have to kneel before me and kiss my feet.
Proposes Korn with a serious look.
What? Under my skin!
Says Dora irritated.
I have another proposition for you. And if I manage to comply, I will be your servant. Interested?
And what would your proposal be?
If by any chance you manage to touch my face at this moment, me and my people will be your servants forever. That is just a challenge.
Korn realizes the challenge could be a trap. Will he accept it, or he'd gone inside her to see what she was up to? Korn looks at Vados trying to see if he has her approval. And he watches the curious and expectant gazes of Tuffles, anxious to know what his choices will be. Meanwhile, the young woman looks irritated and insults him.
Are you going ahead? Destroy this planet if you want, but first try to at least touch me. If you touch me, I will surrender, and so me and my people will serve you. But if you can't touch me, well, I want you to leave this planet and never show up again. And another thing, that our planet will never be ever destroyed by any Hakaishin again.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Korn begins to walk slowly approaching the young queen. But watch out for any suspicious movements that might surprise him. And suddenly, a few meters away from getting close to Dora, Korn swoops at an incredible speed, but controlled, as the objective was just to lightly touch her beautiful face and reduce the force of the impact, so as not to knock her down or maybe run the risk of killing her due to her abnormal strength. Before he can touch her, and missing a few millimeters, Korn felt a force against his body, and a hard hit to his face sent him crashing into the wall like a bullet. When his body hits the building, it knocks it down, making a huge hole in the wall.
What was that?
Asks Korn, taking his hand to his face and floating in the air where he notices he was in the roof of a tall building.
Do you now see the reason why my people survived for so long the invasions of other people after the punishment given by Beerus? This is due to the nature of my devices,
says Dora, not hiding her pride.
Our ancestors were weak and could not cope with life in the galaxy. However, I won't make the same mistake.
What are you talking about, woman?
We knew that Beerus would return to subdue our people again, so we prepared a powerful weapon against them. We used our great intelligence and created the DH-2000, a robot with great strength, one that rivals the power of a Hakaishin. It has almost the level of 2 trillion.
2 trillion?
Korn repeats in surprise.
My. Looks like you might be in trouble, Lord Korn.
Vados laughs at Korn's surprised face.
And the best of all, he can turn invisible and cannot even be detected by Ki, as he's not an ordinary living being.
Describes Dora, full of pride of her creation.
You're lying.
I am? He's now right behind you.
Korn turns around and finds nothing, so he turns to face the queen.
I knew! You're lying!
Korn couldn't finish the sentence when he receives a strong blow on his back, being taken to the ground with great force.
Curses! So it's true! I'm finding an invisible robot with the same power as a Hakaishin!
Without many alternatives, Korn moves defensively from side to side trying to find that robot. Suddenly, above him, a shower of small balls of energy came towards him. He quickly made a shield with his ki, protecting himself from the attack. In a quick movement, he launches some gusts of power upwards where the attacks came from in order to hit the target. But it was useless, because at the same moment with his guard down, he receives a strong blow in the stomach. And when he was taking both hands in the belly to relieve the pain, he receives another blow to his forehead, where his body is thrown into a mound next to the queen's building. The place was destroyed by the impact of Korn's body hitting the ground. A great smoke rose, hiding it.
So, oh great lord of destruction, you are ready. To surrender and never appear here and or destroy our universe again?
Coming out of that smoke, Korn looks up with his chest out.
I'm here to make you submit to your god of destruction. You will soon be kneeling at my feet.
Who will make me?
I will. You can't imagine how strong I am.
So is our destroyer. He cannot be harmed by your physical or key attacks.
Korn gets into a fighting stance and tries to search far and wide for the robot's location, but to no avail.
He can be anywhere! Admit it, Mr. Korn! You never imagined facing such an opponent!
Says Dora, laughing. Suddenly, Korn puts himself in a meditative position and closes his eyes.
What is he doing, Miss Dora?
Look, Mrs. Dora! He's turning himself in!
Look, Mrs. Dora, he's turning himself in, says a young man pointing to Korn.
Yes, he gave himself up! We beat him! We are the greatest! The Toffles are the greatest!
Says another in the crowd, making everyone vibrate. Dora was pleased by what she was seeing, but she didn't notice Vados, who had a smile on her face and already knew what her student was really doing. Korn was focusing his ki throughout the environment around him, emitting supersonic waves of location and sensing the presence of everything that moves around him. The waves of ki bounces off your obstacles and bounce back to Korn, who is able to detect the positions and distance of each object.
Very well, DH-2000! Attack him!
Dora orders to her robot, who soon ran to help her. The robot goes at Korn at incredible speed and already with solid fists are ready in order to hit Korn with a strong blow to his face. The robot enters his Kaio sonar, and soon Korn knows where he is. Korn reaches out his left hand and grabs the robot's hand, blocking the attack when he would land the blow. The sound of the impact makes the environment shake.
What? He defended the blow!
Says Joe, surprised. It was a sunny day on planet Earth, and Goku was training in the backyard of his house with a big smile on his face. He was excited at the idea of spending time with his son Gohan, who had grown up a lot since the last time he saw him. Gohan had become a brilliant academic, but Goku knew that his son still had incredible power hidden within him. Goku had just finished an intense training session when Gohan arrived home. He was wearing a new uniform unlike any other Goku had ever seen. It was a white gi with gold details and a mysterious aura surrounding it. Hey Gohan! That's a cool uniform! It looks like you have something special planned today! Goku exclaimed excitedly. Gohan smiled and said, Yeah, Dad, I have something for you. Something I learned during my academic research and my own training experiences. But I'm going to need your full attention. Curious, Goku agreed and prepared to see what Gohan had in store. Gohan took a deep breath and suddenly his body began to emanate an incredible powerful energy. His skin began to glow with a golden hue and his eyes turned bright green. Goku watched, mouth agape, as his son transformed into a form he had never seen before. It was a spectacular transformation with an aura that seemed to contain the power of a god. Oh, that's amazing, Gohan! Goku explained, impressed by this transformation. You have become even stronger than I could have imagined! Gohan explained that this was his new transformation, the ultimate mystic form. A technique he had developed during his intense studies and training. He believed that this form was the key to protecting the world from future threats. Goku was excited and proud of his son, but at the same time, he felt a little scared. He realized that Gohan was at a level of power he had never imagined, and it made him wonder if he himself was failing behind. However, Goku knew that the most important thing was the safety of the world, and having his son as such a powerful ally was such a blessing. He smiled at Gohan and said, Gohan, I'm proud of you, son. Together, we will continue to train and protect our world no matter what. Gohan agreed. and father and son continued to train together, determined to face any challenge the universe could throw at them. Goku was scared by Gohan's new transformation, but he was also excited to see how much his son had grown as a warrior. And together, they were ready to face any threat that loomed on the horizon. It was a quiet afternoon at Mount Paozu, where Goku and Gohan were training. Goku was excited to spend time with his son, while Gohan was determined to show his father the new level of transformation he had achieved. Gohan was using the new white gi with gold details that he had developed, and suddenly an idea popped into his mind. He thought it would be the perfect opportunity to show Goku the transformation he had mastered. He concentrated deeply, and a golden aura began to surround his body. Goku, noticing the change in Gohan's energy, became instantly alert. He recognized that golden aura as he had seen it before during the fight against Cell.
Wait, Gohan! That aura! It can't be!
Goku exclaimed, his eyes widening in surprise. Gohan smiled and nodded, maintaining his transformation.
Yes, father. This is the same form I used against Cell. But now I have completely dominated it.
Goku was stunned. He clearly remembered the last time Gohan had used this form. It was during the epic battle against the villain Cell, when Gohan transformed into an incredibly powerful warrior, surpassing all limits. The battle had been fierce and exciting, and Gohan had proven himself to be the hero everyone needed.
That's amazing, Gohan!
Goku exclaimed, his eyes shining with admiration.
You've truly become a master this way. It's amazing to see how you've grown as a warrior!
Gohan explained to Goku that since that time he had trained and refined his ability to use the Super Saiyan maximum form. He perfected his control over it, becoming able to maintain it effortlessly and increase its power even further when necessary. Goku was proud of his son and at the same time felt a deep sense of confidence that the world was in good hands. Now that Gohan had mastered this form, Goku knew that his son was a warrior capable of facing any threat that came his way. The two continued to train together, with Goku eager to learn more from his son and Gohan eager to share his knowledge and further hone his skills. Father and son were united by the power of the Super Saiyan and their commitment to protecting the world. As Goku and Gohan enthusiastically trained on Mount Paozu, a mysterious figure suddenly appeared before them. It was Whis, the trainer and assistant to the god of destruction Beerus.
Hello, Mr. Goku. Gohan.
Whis said in his characteristic calm tone.
I have an important message for you.
Goku and Gohan turned to face Whis, surprised by his presence.
Whis, what are you doing here?
Asked Goku, curious. Whis smiled and says,
I came here to bring interesting news. The Grand Priest and Zeno-sama have decided that it is time to hold the second tournament of power.
Goku's eyes lit up with excitement. He remembered the first tournament of power, an epic competition between universes that brought out some of the most powerful warriors in the multiverse. It was an emotional experience that Goku would never forget.
Huh? A new tournament of power?
Goku exclaimed.
This is amazing! I can't wait to fight again!
Gohan was also excited about the news, although he was more reserved in his expression. He knew that this would be another opportunity to test his abilities and protect his universe. Whis explained that the Tournament of Power would be held soon, and that all universes would be involved. The two warriors listened intently as Whis detailed the rules and consequences of the competition.
This tournament would be a test of strength, strategy, and determination,
explained Whis.
Universes that fail to do well will be erased from existence. Therefore, it is imperative that you choose your members carefully and prepare accordingly.
Goku and Gohan nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. They knew this tournament would be one of the toughest challenges they have ever faced, but also a unique opportunity to prove themselves and protect their universe. As Whis prepared to leave, he took one last look at Goku and Gohan and said,
Remember, training and honing your skills are keys to winning. Make sure your powers are at the peak before the tournament, and may the gods be with you. With that, Whis disappeared as quickly as he appeared, leaving Goku and Gohan with a mix of excitement and determination. They knew that a new epic challenge was about to begin, and they were ready to face it with all their power and fighting spirit. As Goku and Gohan prepared for a second tournament of power, at Zeno's palace, the king of everything, also known as Zeno-sama, sat on his golden throne with a curious look on his face. He turned to Daishikan, his personal assistant, who was standing next to him.
Daishikan, I'm looking forward to the second tournament of power. The first time was so exciting.
Zeno-sama exclaimed excitedly. Daishikan, with his usual calmness, replied, "Yes, my lord. The first tournament of power was an extraordinary event. However, we must ensure that everything goes off without a hitch this time." Zeno-sama nodded in agreement.
Of course, Daishikan. Everything must be fair and exciting. I want to see the most incredible fights and the most powerful warriors from all the universes.
Daishikan nodded and began to explain the details of the tournament, including the rules and implications of each round. He also mentioned the need to maintain order between universes and ensure that no universe tried to cheat.
Understood, Daishikan. Let's make this tournament of power an unforgettable event,
said Zeno-sama with a smile. Daishikan agreed, and together they began planning the final details of the tournament, ensuring everything was ready for the big day. Meanwhile, in Goku and Gohan's universe, the warriors continued to prepare with determination, unaware that the fate of their universes was about to be decided once again on the thrilling stage of the Tournament of Power. Daishikan, as he continued to plan the second Tournament of Power with Zeno-sama, could not help but reflect on the previous tournament. He clearly remembered how those mortals, including Goku and his companions, had surpassed all expectations and defied even the most powerful gods. While looking at the records of the first Tournament of Power, Daishikan sighed deeply and muttered to himself, "Mortals, they are truly amazing. In the last Tournament of Power, they demonstrated unimaginable potential and reached unbelievable levels of power." He thought of Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and all the warriors who had excelled the competition. They had challenged gods of destruction, angels, and even Zeno-sama himself with their determination, strength, and fighting spirit. Mortals have the power to surpass themselves, to become a threat even to us gods. Daishikan murmured, a thoughtful expression on his face. They are an unknown, an enigma that we can never underestimate. He knew that the Tournament of Power was a way to test the strength of the universes and eliminate those who weren't up to par. However, Daishikan also realized that mortals had the potential to grow and evolve further, becoming even more formidable in the future. These thoughts in mind, Daishikan was determined to ensure that the second Tournament of Power was fair and exciting, but also closely monitored to avoid any potential threats to the gods and the multiverses. As the tournament approached, he knew he would have to be alert for any unexpected developments, as mortals continued to surprise everyone with their tenacity and resilience. In his heavenly sanctuary, Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, sat on his throne, deeply absorbed in his thoughts. Whis, his skilled assistant, noticed his master's thoughtful expression and decided to broach the subject. "Lord Beerus, I've noticed you've seemed worried lately," Whis said, keeping his tone calm and respectful. Beerus sighed and scratched his head, revealing his concerns.
Whis, I'm starting to think this new Tournament of Power might be a mistake. Remember the last one? It almost destroyed everything.
Whis nodded, recalling the chaotic events of the first Tournament of Power and how Goku had instigated Zeno-sama to erase entire universes. "Yes, my lord, I was there. It was a delicate situation. However, we must remember that the purpose of the tournaments is to balance existence and eliminate weaker universes." Beerus frowned, clearly uncertain.
I understand the purpose, Whis. Don't you think there might be a better way to do this? Destroying entire universes seems like an extreme solution.
Whis pondered Beerus' concerns, and after a moment of reflection, replied,
It's true that the process may seem cruel, but we must trust in Osama's wisdom. They see the bigger picture and understand the need to maintain balance in a multiverse.
Beerus sighed again, knowing Whis was right. However, he couldn't completely get rid of this doubt.
I hope the second tournament is less chaotic, Whis. Let's hope the mortals understand the implications and consequences of their actions.
Whis agreed with his master, pledging to closely monitor the development of the tournament and intervene if necessary to prevent a disaster. As Beerus continued to ponder the nature of the Tournament of Power, he knew it was in his hands, along with Whis' help, to ensure that the event did not culminate into a cataclysmic disaster for Universe 7 and its inhabitants. Deciding to discuss his concerns with Goku, Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, asked Whis to take him to planet Earth for a meeting with the Saiyan. Whis, as always, promptly complied with his master's request, using his teleportation ability to instantly take them to Goku's backyard. Goku was there, finishing an intense training session with Gohan. They were sweating and panting, but excited. When they saw Beerus and Whis appear, they were surprised, but Goku quickly waved enthusiastically.
Hello, Beerus! What's up, Whis? What brings you here?
Goku asked with a smile. Beerus crossed his arms and looked seriously at Goku before replying.
Goku, we need to talk about that second Tournament of Power.
Gohan also approached, curious to hear the conversation, and Beerus continued.
I'm worried, Goku. The first Tournament of Power almost led to the destruction of several universes. I don't want something similar to happen to us. Not this time.
Goku, always optimistic and willing to fight, was a little surprised by Beerus' seriousness, but then nodded, understanding his divine friend's concerns.
I understand, Beerus. Indeed, that tournament was crazy, and the consequences were serious, but, you know, we also know incredible warriors from other universes who can become allies.
Beerus sighed, realizing that Goku was partly right.
You do have a point, Goku. But we must take precautions this time. I suggest you train hard, harder than ever before, and that the mortals of our universes are aware of the consequences.
Goku and Gohan nodded, accepting the responsibility of training and preparing their fellow warriors. They knew that the second Tournament of Power would be an even greater challenge than the first, and the safety of their universe was at stake. Whis, observing the conversation, added,
I will also be available to help the training if needed. Preparation is key. Remember that.
Beerus agreed, and everyone knew that facing the second Tournament of Power would be an arduous task. But they were determined to protect their universe and avoid any catastrophe. With the conversation over, Beerus and Whis said goodbyes, promising to keep in touch while Goku and Gohan returned to their training, more aware of the challenge they faced. To be continued.
So hey, my partner, what do you believe and what do you imagine about all of this? Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.